All right. Welcome. My name is Shalonda Griffin, and I'm one of the community relations coordinators here at Gift of Life Michigan, where we honor life through donation. And I'd like to welcome you to our self care series. I really hope that you all are having a great day today. And as we all know, life is super amazing, but it can also be pretty stressful. There's work, there's school, sickness, inflation, and the world around us it's rapidly changing. And so many things can exhaust us both mentally and physically. And that's one of the reasons why we have this self care series. It's to encourage you to take some time for yourself, to relax, to breathe, and to pour into yourself because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So I'm so happy that you've decided to join us today and you are in for a very special treat. Firstly, happy National Puppy Day. I did not know this was a thing, but this is right up my alley because what could possibly be better than puppies? I'm sure someone out there just said kittens, but they're equally as cute. But today is Puppy Day. So if you love tiny paws, wet noses, and tails, or if you prefer fins, scales, or feathers, today is your lucky day. Now, I just mentioned that life can be stressful, so I'd like to share with you my little stress buster. We're going to show some pics of my sweet girl, Queenie. She is my Chihuahua Rat Terrier mix. She turns 6 this year. As you can see, she's very spoiled. She wears things like turtlenecks when it's really cold out. And she also has boots and other accessories that I think she kind of hates me for, but she's precious. So there's that. But she's there to give me unconditional love and endless cuddles. And she also has my back if I drop any food on the floor. So by looking at these pics and just my intro, I'm sure you probably figured out that today's show is about pets. We're going to discuss the power of pets and the health and mind boosting benefits that they provide. So, if you're watching live or on the replay and you have a pet, please let us know. Now, we love pics, so do not be afraid to share your favorite pic of your favorite pet or animal on our social media. And if you don't have a pet, let us know what type of animal you could see yourself caring and loving. Feel free to like and share. And if you have any comments, we've been doing this online virtual world for quite some time. So I'm pretty sure you all know what to do. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk. We are joined by Lynn Holmes today, and she's from the Genesee County Humane Society. And we also have Derek Parrott, who fosters cats through an organization called WAG. We'll get to Derek a little later, but right now we're going to start with Lynn. So, Lynn, how are you today?
Wonderful. How are you guys?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, it is great to be here and be able to talk about pets and how great they are and great for us.
Yes. Now, you are the adoption manager at the Genesee County Humane Society. Can you please tell us about the Humane Society and your role there?
The Humane Society here has been around. We are a nonprofit. We have been around since 1926. Yep, we've been around for a long time, and our goal is to adopt and educate the public and about animals and their welfare. The animals that do come into our shelter are here until they're adopted. We are a no-kill shelter. We don't euthanize to make space or there's a time limit. We had a dog that was just here that had been here for like a year and a half until he found that perfect home. We've had cats that have been here for a year, and everybody wants something just a little bit different, and we care for them. And grow attached to some of them that have been longtime residents once they're here. But we want to find that perfect home for them because we want them and the people that they're going into their home to be able to enjoy these amazing animals just as much as we have while we care for them.
Hmm. That's really great. I guess I didn't realize that the Humane Society had been around for so long. That's truly
Yes.
amazing. Yeah. So, what are some of the benefits of pet ownership?
Well, the stress level itself, yourself, is coming home from, whether it be work or travel, just being able to have your cat or your dog sit in your lap for you, with you. We all know the benefits of helping reduce your blood pressure. It's very calming and relaxing to us. A lot of people also use them for exercise. I don't want to say use them, but also have them as to be their exercise partner. And especially with, the last couple of years with COVID and the pandemic, you weren't able to maybe be out and go run or walk with your friends. And so a dog has been a great addition to a lot of families, even if they're not able to run or walk, to be able to even get out with them in their backyard and to be able to maybe play and interact with them is great for you. We all know the benefits of just physical exercise, but we sometimes forget the mental is also really and truly, they mesh right together. And so the relaxation and the caring for the animals, so that you're caring for something else, just really and truly, I think it enriches everyone's heart.
Mm-hmm. One of the best things about having a dog for me is that I can just go to my mailbox into my driveway, and I come back in, and Queenie has acted like I've been gone on a 6-month trip. I need
Yes.
everyone to give me that type of energy when they see
Yes,
me.
yes. And
Yeah.
so that really and truly helps. Everyone thinks that, that's just their dogs that do that. But when I get home from work, I have dogs and cats. And when I get home from work, my cats are right there also greeting me. So we have people that also get bunnies and stuff that are just happy as can be when their owner comes home also. So it's just really and truly, it relaxes you. You have to relax and you have to smile, just for the simple fact that the animal is excited to see you, and that helps relieve with some of that stress of maybe your day.
Yeah. Now, animals are more than just cute faces. They're also a huge responsibility. So, before someone decides to become a pet parent, what are some questions they should ask themselves?
Do they have the time for the animal? And what breed of animal are they looking for? Because, we get all kinds of dogs in here. And so it depends on the breed of dog that you're actually even looking at as the activity level. Say, for instance, if you're looking at a small breed dog, it might not need to go for those couple mile walks and that hour's worth of exercise several times a day. But if you're looking at like a cattle dog or a German Shepherd or something with a higher energy, that's something you're going to be definitely having to spend a lot more time and energy with, whether it be training and exercise. And you also want to know about integrating into your home. How is that animal going to integrate in your home if you have children or your age yourself? I know as I've gotten older that, boy, I'm not looking to get a real young puppy that is that I'm gonna definitely know that is gonna take a lot more exercise and energy than maybe what I want to give at the end of the day. Cats are a little bit more self-sufficient, whereas they don't quite need that exercise, but you also need to be able to interact with them. So if you're looking to get a kitten, no, that's definitely going to have more energy than what you would if you got an adult cat. So think about what it is you're exactly looking for. I have myself gotten several adult dogs, and they've been just amazing how they fit into your home, and it fits my energy, what I'm looking for at the time. Not that they still can't go on walks with me for a couple of miles, but they're not quite the energy of maybe what it was to get a puppy.
Okay. Now, when someone comes into the Humane Society, I imagine it's more than just, I saw this cute dog on your website, I want to take him home. You need to make sure this dog is going to be a good fit for you and your family. What sort of vetting do you all do at the Humane Society?
Well, when people do actually come in, we have them, we will verify, like, say, for instance, where they live. Because in a lot of communities, if you're in an apartment or if you're in a mobile park, they'll have restrictions on what you can do, and if there are any fees involved and that kind of things. And so we always, try to have people, check where they live first. But we do actually verify where somebody lives, on what is allowed in their community. And occasionally we'll have some dogs here that will require a fence or even maybe a 6-foot fence, which, like myself, I don't have a 6-foot fence. So that animal wouldn't really be a suitable animal to come home with me, because maybe it's been a runner and it is one that requires that, or it requires not maybe visibly being able to see another animal. And so we will also do vet checks on animals that you've had previously. Make sure that, you have a good vet history, because when you do take on an animal, it is a large responsibility, not because you have medical that animal needs to get in, and just like we do for a wellness check, they need to get in also, them to get their animal in and get that yearly wellness check, and to get those vaccines, and with the dogs, like, say, the monthly heartworm protection. And we want to make sure anytime that you also know that when you are actually getting a pet, that sometimes emergencies happen. And so you have to also know that sometimes financially that there could be something that you're not thinking of, but that you're going to have to take your cat or your dog in, and it might cost you a little bit more than what it would the following year.
Mhm. Now, with COVID and more people dealing with isolation, have you seen an uptick in adoptions over the last 2 years?
Surprisingly, no. We stayed consistently. We were closed for the first couple months, like a lot of places were. But then after that, we started scheduling appointments for people to be able to come in individually, because it was a little bit, we could control the amount of people that were here in the shelter at a time. And we were able to work with them more one-on-one. So they didn't get to browse through the shelter when they came in. But our numbers stayed right up there, that we're pretty consistent what we do on a yearly basis. So we were very, very fortunate in the fact that our numbers have stayed pretty consistent even through COVID. There wasn't this huge uptick, because hopefully when people did actually think about getting a pet, they thought about some of the responsibilities, and even when they were going to go back to work, on what that would also entail.
Okay, that's great. Now, you mentioned earlier something about bunnies. So you're
Yes.
more than just dogs and cats. You have bunnies and other animals?
We actually have bunnies and guinea pigs in actually right now at this time. So we will get, a lot of people will get a bunny and not realize, it's could be 8 to 10 year commitment. Guinea pigs the same way. They'll take their child into, like, say, maybe a pet store, and oh my goodness, I want this, and then kind of realize that the parent is the one that's going to end up taking care of it, and maybe it doesn't fit into a timeline. So we will get hamsters, gerbils. We get all different kinds of birds in occasionally. Occasionally we'll get reptiles. We have not had them for quite some time that we've actually, and the majority of what we do have is the cats, kittens, puppies, and dogs. But at almost all times, we will also have guinea pigs and rabbits in the shelter too.
Nice, nice. Did not know that. Okay, Lynn, I'm going to have a few more questions for you a little later on in
Sure.
the show. But right now, we're going to transition. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So maybe you love animals and you want to help give them a good life, but you aren't ready for full-time pet ownership. Well, there's a way you can do that. I'd like to bring Derek Parrott onto the stage with me. Hi, Derek.
Hi, how you doing today?
I am wonderful. How are you on this fine National Puppy Day?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course, of course. Now, Derek, you foster pets through an organization called WAG. Can you please tell us about that, please?
Certainly. WAG or WAG Animal Rescue is an all volunteer, nonprofit organization that seeks to place homeless dogs, cats, puppies, and kittens, and occasionally a couple other types of animals in permanent, loving, and responsible homes.
Nice. Now, does WAG have shelters or does it solely depend on people fostering?
WAG does not have a shelter. We are entirely reliant on our wonderful network of volunteers, of which we have 70 currently, keeping animals in their home. We also have fantastic relationships with a couple pet stores that will allow us use of their showcase to display animals so that they can get in front of more eyes than they would just on a website.
Okay. So when I'm at PetSmart, for instance, and I see
Mhm.
people saying we have cats that are available to be homed, is that through an organization like WAG? Is that what you all do?
Yes,
Okay. Nice, nice. So is fostering something you can do if there's already a pet in the home?
absolutely. We have two full-time house cats that live with us. Um, we dedicate our breezeway as our cat room. It has doors from the kitchen and a door into the garage, so the cats can't get out either way. And we also have a bathroom in our basement for we have someone who needs to come in real quick or may have some tummy problems that you don't necessarily want them to get near the carpet.
Right, right. So how long have you been doing this?
We have been fostering with WAG for, oh gosh, probably 2 years now, a little over 2 years. I believe we started in January 2019.
Okay. And since January of 2019, how many animals would you say you fostered? How many cats?
Upwards of 50, probably 60, approaching 70.
Oh, wow. Okay. Are you currently fostering any
Yes, we
animals?
are. We currently have a domestic short hair in our cat room. He is 10 months old. His name is the Wolf Man.
Okay.
He has a meet and greet very soon, so we're hoping we can get him off to his forever home.
Hmm.
And we just recently took in a mama and her four kittens.
Oh, very nice. Do you have any photos of any animals you can share with us? We would
Oh,
love to see them.
absolutely. Um, so these are two of
Oh,
our recent kittens that have both gone off to their forever home, and this is something that we hear is some of these cats don't come on with names. Can I name these cats?
hmm.
Definitely. Yes, name the cats because odds are whoever adopts them is going to rename them anyway. So if
Hmm.
you have always wanted to have a pet and name it something real fun or something that's special to you, you can do that because at least with cats, they don't really tend to care what they're called. So long
Hmm.
as you are speaking to them, they'll come running.
Okay.
We also have, let's see here. This is Gigi. She was our first and to this date only foster fail. She came to us and we just fell in love with her and she became a permanent cat with us.
Gigi looks like she has a lot of personality. I could see how that could happen.
We routinely say that Gigi is a person.
Now, as a foster, are you fully responsible for food and medical costs, or does WAG help with that?
WAG takes care of all of that. WAG has a fantastic working relationship with several different vets and clinics in our area that if we have to take them into the vet or we need to schedule a spay neuter or their vaccinations, we can contact one of our regular vets, tell them this is a WAG cat, and we'll usually have like a assigned serial number from WAG that we can go, their number is dot, 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 dot,
Okay.
and we can bring the cat right in. They'll do whatever needs to be done, and then we take them home. We'll usually get all their necessary paperwork, which we
Mhm.
keep in a folder, so that way when they do get adopted, we can hand that new owner. Here is records of every vet trip, every clinic trip. Here is your proof of rabies certificate. Here is your timetable for future vaccinations. But when we leave the vet, we don't have to pay a cent.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. So, what is the average length of time you foster a cat? Or I would imagine it would vary.
So it would vary is the actual answer, but usually if I had to put a number on it, it would be between 4 and 6 weeks.
Okay. So, what type of, how do I want to ask this? So, what is WAG looking for in a potential foster parent?
We are always looking for people who just love animals. Obviously, taking a foster animal into your home is an incredible responsibility. So we want someone who is willing to shoulder that fuzzy little burden. We want people who, even if you can't foster, we always need volunteers for our adoption events. We have an adoption event every Saturday at PetSmart, and we have far more people showing up to browse the cats than we have volunteers.
Nice.
So if you are ever looking to just help out with cats, but you can't have a cat in your life right now, we love to have volunteers at our adoption events.
Okay. Very good to know. So, do you, as the foster parent, do you have a role in deciding their forever home?
Yes, we do. And it's one of the things that I really love about WAG. When an application comes in for one of the cats, it will go to our board, which they receive all the applications and then they will disseminate it to the individual foster. And we read it. We do any necessary vet or landlord checks, and we decide if that person is a good fit that we would want to meet them or schedule a meet and greet with the animal, or if we just think that maybe they're not the right fit for this cat. Say someone has a family with 3 young children and they're very interested in maybe a cat that's a little more timid or reserved or shy. It might not be the best fit. So we do our best to ensure that the home that the cat goes to will be a great fit for them.
Okay. So, does WAG work solely with cats or does it also work with dogs or any other animals?
Uh, so I exclusively work with cats. We only work with cats here. WAG does do some other animals, but it is predominantly cats.
Okay. Very good to know. Now, earlier when I asked you about are you as the foster fully responsible for food and such? I want to bring Lynn back into the conversation because the Humane Society has something called the Kibble Cupboard that can
Yes.
also help people who might have a hard time feeding their pets. Can you tell us about that, please?
Yeah, at this time with people having, like, say, a little bit harder time, we actually have what we call as a kibble cupboard. It's a new thing that we had actually started off. They're actually able to go onto our website at geneseehumane.org, look up what the requirements are for that, because they do have to qualify to be able to end up getting it. It is not a long-term to be able to feed. We do it as 6 months at a time. And then if at time you would need it again, you're actually able to turn back in and for us to be able to help you out. We also have a few requirements out there. You're not able to keep on acquiring animals for this. We want it because we know whether a lot of people, were unemployed during this time, or life events happen, that we want to be able to reach out and help people to be able to care for food for their animals for a while until maybe they get back on their feet.
That's a really great service to provide to people. That's really great. And now I want to talk to you about something that I just found out today, and I think it is the cutest little thing. The Humane Society, you can have a birthday party there with the animals.
Yeah.
Tell me about that,
Yes,
please.
we have this really, really great program that our volunteer coordinator had actually thought of this great thing as it's a birthday party, and most of the time it is. We originally thought of it, or she did, about it for children. You know, a lot of kids want to do something different for their birthday, and a lot of them, we have such amazing people to donate to our shelter, with it being a nonprofit. The kids want to do something for the shelter, so a lot what they would do is they would, instead of actually have presents brought to them into their home, they actually ask to some of their friends that are coming to their birthday party to actually, you know, bring things for the Humane Society. And so then the kids would come in with their parents and give them to us. And Mary thought, well, what a great way we could actually have the kids come right in here. And we do it on Saturday, and they have to sign up. But they actually, there's a fee. They can, again, go to our website at geneseehumane.org to end up looking that up. And they get some pizza and some punch, and it's just really fun event. It is actually, the conference room is decorated for them for their birthday. And they get, the parents can obviously bring in whatever form of cake they want. And the friends actually come in, and all of the gifts that they get are actually animals. Or for animals, whether it be for the cats, the dogs, the kittens. It is really an amazing thing to see. And you know, we see a lot of bad in the world, but when you see these kids come in, and it is really very near and dear to their heart to help out the rescues. Like Derek said, you know, as a nonprofit, we really and truly rely solely on the support and the generosity of the public. And so to see these young kids at such a young age say, you know what, I don't need any more presents, I would like to be able to help the animals, is really, really a great thing. It is just an amazing thing to actually be able to see, and the kids to experience. They have such an absolutely wonderful time. We bring some animals in for them to be able to see and stuff like that. And it is just really a great thing that the kids then feel a little bit more involved than maybe just doing it at their home, and, you know, and doing it. Plus the kids that are actually giving are also able to interact and be able to see some of the animals that are in the community. You know, so maybe they'll never see a bunny because that's not something that would actually ever, you know, fit into their life, or their parents really want, or like, say, even a guinea pig. Or they might have somebody in the family, or they're not in the place to be able to, you know, have a kitten or a puppy. And if we have that they're able to be able to interact with. And so it's just really and truly a great thing to see so many great young children. Or even we occasionally have gotten adults that have also said that, you know, that, hey, I want a birthday party, but you know, I want my friends to come, but we're going to come here. And so we've had several adult ones also, that they come and they have their friends. It's just really, again, a fun thing to do for your birthday, when you maybe think, you know what, I've got enough things and I'd like to be able to help out some animals.
That's really great. Now you've got me thinking about how I want to celebrate my birthday this
Yes.
year. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'm going to read some of these comments from some of our watchers. The first one is from WAG Animal Rescue. Thank you to Gifts of Life Michigan for hosting this show, which features one of our foster volunteers. You are so very welcome, WAG. Thank you so much for all that you do. We appreciate it very, very much so, and I'm sure these animals do as well. Mel Woods also says that WAG is awesome. Could not agree with you more. Deb says hello from Colby and Stella, her dogs, plus Sandman, her cat. We also have Happy Puppy Day. And then Nina tells us that her current pets are Pepper, her cat, and Cleopatra, her dog. Our WAG rescue Henry, who is also a dog, just crossed Rainbow Bridge last week. Oh, we're so very sorry for your loss, Nina. I'm sure that Henry was an amazing dog. And we also have Vicky here, who says WAGS is a great organization. And I agree 100%. Looks like there's a lot of love for WAGS out there. So you all are doing some great things in the community. Derek, Lynn, thank you so very much for sharing your time with us today and telling us how we can love and support animals. And just thank you for all that you do for animals who need someone to care and love for them.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Been
Thank you
great.
so much for having us.
Of course. Thank you. Now, I would like to encourage all of you out there who are watching today to please join us next Wednesday, which is March 30th at 2 p.m. And we'll be discussing our recent Great Place to Work certification. We'll be joined by our Director of Human Resources, as well as some longtime and some newer Gift of Life employees. And they're going to talk about what makes Gift of Life Michigan such a great place to work for. We would also like to encourage you to join the donor registry, and you can always do that by going to our website at golm.org. You can sign up there, or if there are any questions that you have about organ donation, you can usually find them on our website. You can also find out what sort of neat things we're doing out in the community. So thank you all so very much for spending this half an hour with us. I hope that you had a good time, and I hope that you learned something new, and I hope that you have found maybe a new way to help take care of yourself. So I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much.